telling me I should record this because I'm crawling up on a halfway completed frame to put it up. It should support my weight. I'm not 100% on that. So I went ahead and put the jack and the 4x4 post in there, so if I crawl up towards the front part of it and it's not supported, that should help the front part of it. It's just literally tacked on the back, or the back is welded up, but these aren't even welded up, and I have nothing on the front, so it's yeah, it is what it is. Well, as you can see, I got it covered. I don't know how it's going to handle against the wind. I probably need to get some more rope and do the halves all the way around, but this should give me enough. I have it tied with a rock in the tarp so I can grab it, and it's tied to all four corners out away, so it should give the water a place to go. And the nice thing about this, it means that one that I need to re-weld up there is watertight right now until I can re-weld it. Also, I've got a heater going in here, which will be nice. Technically, I run on high for like 12 hours straight running off that. It might be 6 hours, I can't remember. But that will get it nice and toasty in here, and I can come in here and do some welding work. The other nice thing, it kind of gives you an idea of how the inside is going to look when it's all kind of covered up. Not 100% because I'm actually sitting in the subfloor right now. I'm sitting a little bit higher. This is a really small space, but I think it'll work just fine by the time I get the bed platform in its own spot and everything else. The other thing is I'm probably going to move, as soon as I verify it's watertight, I'm going to move the welder in here and start welding up all my frame supports that I want to weld up from the inside. Mainly the front two corners and this here. And technically I could start welding up the bed platform in here too. And I might just do that and haul everything in here and have a heated workspace. And then I can work on the bed platform. Part of it, not all of it. Well, I might be able to do more of it. Mainly the lower portion of it. I can weld it up in here and then slide it into place from here. I gotta do some more finalized cutting up front because I'm going to drop that cut line down considerably a lot lower than that, but I just needed to get the wind off so I can finish structural welding. Some wind. I don't know how this is going to handle heavy wind here. Ideally, I'd get another 4 more straps holding it down in different areas all the way around, and it should help the wind. But this should knock down the wind enough that I can weld. And I got heat. Lots of heat. That feels really good right now. Alright, well, it's been about a week and a half to 2 weeks since the roof raise. Mainly the weather has taken a turn for the worse for about 2 weeks. And holiday season, you know, New Year's and Christmas was going on. So, I'm hoping this is all in the same video. It may not be, I don't know. We'll find out. You'll find out. I won't until later. But the inside of the ambulance has changed a little bit. I added these supports in here all the way around. I basically ran into a moment of it was too darn cold out here to work for some of you. I got the buddy heater hooked up. It's on high right now. I'm actually going to turn it down to medium. With the large propane tank. I'm running a couple of experiments down here you'll find out in a later video. Mainly about insulation and fireproof and epoxy and all that fun stuff. But that's a later video, and we'll bring you guys back in on it. But anyhow, I'm fixing to finish up adding the supports. I figured out a way. God, I don't even know why it took me so long to even think about this, but I think my brain was overcomplicating it. Originally, I wanted to drop in an exact copy match in the cut section of the roof raise of the new sheets. However, that was only going to happen if I got the cuts perfect. I'm hearing myself from that other ear. If I got the cuts perfect, and if I got the 2 foot section. I only went up to 2 foot. I went up to 2'3", so that means basically by going over 2 foot I can't splice my sheets in half of my aluminum sheeting. But it gave me a better opportunity I actually thought of this morning. I don't even know why. I'm probably mentally overwhelmed and just stressed about it. Best thing to do is keep working. Anyhow, so I've decided I was gonna pull down the upper sheet down and then butt it up there and try to butt it together, but it's really a pain in the butt, and especially with aluminum. And the more I weld aluminum, the more I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. Main thing is it has a high surface tension, and when you start welding two pieces butted up to each other, it actually pulls apart a little bit until you can get the filler rod and get to fill in, and you have this dome thing. But it has a high amount of surface tension, which means this outside skin is going to be a pain in the butt if I do butt welds on it. Not to mention the edges have to be perfectly aligned and parallel, and I just don't think I can do it. I mean, I could, but it would be ugly, and I'd be throwing a fit, throwing stuff everywhere. You know, this frustrated with the world doing with it. It's part of the reason I'm pushing it off. So I was like, well, you know what? I can clean up the grip rail, because it's still attached there. It's like this thing here. The frame rail's fine. The outside skin is actually attached with the epoxy, which I'm actually currently waiting on. That's why I haven't, the other reason I haven't started on it. The epoxy I have, the applicator gun, not supposed to be here for a couple days. But I can just overlap it and do a lap weld. I can butt this up to the top of the drip rail up there and weld that up in several key spots. Come in and drop me some of that epoxy there above and below, and do another one. I'll have to clean up all the paint off of it and some of the other stuff on it, because it's bare metal, 3M epoxy. But do it down here and come down as low as I want. I think I'll probably come down 6 inches below all the cut lines here, and then do another butt weld on the underside of that, and that will give me, or not butt weld, a lap weld, so it'll give me that much more support in the weld. It'll also give it a clean thing. I won't quite get away with having a clean flat surface, but I don't think that's going to happen anyhow. So by doing that, I should be able to get it sheeted, have it secured. It'll also give me a higher lateral support, because then not all my welds are concentrated on the cut line. They're actually concentrated offset of the cut line, so it gives me some lateral strength there too. Plus I may add some lateral strength later on. The main thing is I can't do anything with these other supports until I get the sheet on and figure out my window setup. Also figure out the height of the floor, the overall height, because then I can figure out the window setup. Up here, I'm going to basically, these two mid ones will be the mid support. Supports above the doors there, and supports above over here. And then the corner pieces up there will be done. Then the front portion is going to be all cut out. I'm going to drop some supports in there to give it some strength, just because it is where the bed platform is going to be. It's probably going to be way over engineered. Actually, I know it's already over engineered a bit. I want good strength up there, because it's going to be the first thing that makes contact with any mistakes I make, either with height. Plus, it's going to be holding my bedroom there. Plus, I don't want to fall on my head, so it'll probably double as a roll bar slash or roll cage kind of area up front. So it's going to be way over designed. But that will get done. Now that I got this kind of warmed up in here and I'm not like freezing my butt off, I can get moving forward. I've been wanting to get moving forward on this for a while, but we've had snow. Lots of snow. We actually had snow on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. Actually, no. We had no snow on New Year's Eve. We just had freezing weather. New Year's Day, we had 8 inches of snow. It's the third day of snow we've had this year, plus one ice storm. And Oklahoma, we're lucky to get a dusting. So this is odd. It's kind of nice. Yeah. Also, the other thing is my heater is almost the heating system, hydraulics heating system. I got the diesel heater. I'm building everything, but I almost got all my components where I'm ready to start laying it down, which means I need to get the floor insulated, and I need to, well, part of the other project with the foam and the thing, I need to get the floor insulated basically and figure out how I'm going to do the insulation, along with fireproofing and protection there. There's kitty cats up there. And the radiant floor below my tanks. Once I got that figured out and those in, which is PEX lighting underneath the things, which that will be a separate video. But once I have that done, I can order my water tanks, have them here, go ahead and get the whole roof or floor raise thing done, so I can have a floor in here, finish the roof raise up so I can have no wind blowing through or rain coming in, which would be a great improvement. You wouldn't believe how good an improvement that'd be. Get the front area done, massive improvement. And then it's just insulation, power, and utilities. And if I do it right, there's a lot of project videos coming on testing certain subjects. But I may end up having a full electric kitchen in here versus gas. So my main goal is to avoid having too much propane on me. It's not that it was a big deal, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. I do want one outside stove and a propane tank and a backup Mr. Butt. Just as it is. But I think with the lithium setup, I can get around the whole thing of I can have electric heat, which adds a little bit better to this. So we'll see then, but right now we're going to build it in the supports. That was a lot of information. Sorry guys, I haven't done a live stream in a while. Like I said, most of this stuff is just like, oh, everything's like, what? And then I've been waiting for weather to pass, so.
Best days passes by, and most long for a place that they never find. I'm afraid I wake up when I die, and it is too late to climb any mountain. Time is of the essence, the blood running through our core. It's best to not feel sorry when it's over. I will be the greatest that you've ever seen before, and I'll stay.
Like right here, this is a support. This is one of my earlier welds, not my later welds. My welds have gotten better since I had earlier welds, but this is cut shear right through at the angle at this 90-degree line, welded right here, and I'm having to literally beat it off. And it's actually breaking just behind the weld, not on the weld itself. And it seems to be holding quite nicely, actually. See if I can break it off. Not to mention, this is being welded and bolted in place. I might not be able to get it off without grinding it. Alright, we broke it. Oh, the other side's not the greatest. But, there you go. Yep. come back and clean that up. I feel confident that my welds will hold.
Eternal. My luck's run out. When things don't go to plan, I kinda lose my mind. I hope it's real, this life comes around.
Let me try to explain this real quick, what I'm trying to do. Part of the reason I'm having so much difficulty welding is not because welding aluminum is tough, it is a challenge, but I'm trying to weld it at the top of a ladder at the farthest reach of my arms in a tight space, and it's kind of like this one, you're trying to match both these points together, this hand and this hand, and you're doing it while on top of a ladder in a valving rig, and you're trying to draw a straight black marker line where both of your hands have to be there. So that's why I'm running into difficulties with welding this, and why they look absolutely ugly. And the other thing is, I'm not ambidextrous with TIG yet, so I'm running into problems running left-handed versus right-handed, and at the corner and on top of a ladder on the moving vehicle. Anyhow, it's maddening. I think I should have gone with a spool gun over this. Still thinking about buying a spool gun personally. But as long as the welds look good and I feel like it's safe, we're going to keep using this, because that saves me at least $500. And, whatever. But, yeah. So I've gotten 2 welds done today, all that messing around. I did get one of the supports off. The bolts are tight. I have a nut in there that I somehow managed to cross. Well, I don't think I crossed it. I think I got a little bit of aluminum weld on the threads itself, so it's not tightening down. It'll be all fine as long as it's going to be in shear. It's not meant to be in compression like most things. It's mostly going to make a horrible rattling noise for a while until I can get that gone. Which I think I have an idea for that. Other than that, all the bolts are tightened around. I can technically pull out the supports, and I probably will soon enough. So I'll have it be the roof fully supported on the actual brackets that are up there right now. I had the brackets cut for over here and here, here and here. I'm going to try to get those done tonight. I have no clue if I'm going to. And basically I'm just frustrated at this point because, like I said, drawing a line all the way out here at the top of the ladder in a moving vehicle. I guess I could put some jacks underneath this, but I don't have any solid ground. I'm on dirt. Does Mama Kitty want food? Is that what's going on? Okay, I gotta go feed these cats now. They won't leave me alone until I do. And I need to let the aluminum cool down. Also, aluminum gets hot and it warps and it doesn't want to weld right, and then the amperage settings you had set up for it are no longer good because now it's warm and it'll blow through.